Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. I'll apologise for the language, but it's coming. So if you've got sensitive ears, block off for the next 30 seconds. Some time ago my son bought me a book and it's very, very relevant to today. It was called, endearingly, Is It Just Me or Is Everything Shit Nowadays? And you watched me parcel up all those orchids on Sunday and I trotted off to the post office. First thing, let's get these in the post as fast as possible. No, that don't work. You can get there when the post office opens at 9:01 if you like, but they don't collect the parcels till the end of the day. They only collect once a day at the end of the day after the post office closes. So there was no point in getting there early, so they didn't get into the system till after 5 o'clock. And the tracking information shows it being set up at the post office, it shows it being collected at the post office and taken to the Dorset hub, which is in Poole, and then the next item says it's on its way to Swansea. And that was at 8 o'clock yesterday evening, and there's been no update since then. So according to the traffic information, it hasn't even got to Swansea yet. I'll restate, I paid for 24-hour guaranteed delivery by 1 o'clock the next day. And that's not cheap. And did I get it? No. I don't know what the time is now. Nearly 3 o'clock. And the tracking information hasn't even been updated yet. So I don't know where my parcel is. On its way, stuck somewhere, broken down vehicle on the motorway. I don't know, because the tracking information hasn't been updated. Now that could just be somebody not doing their job properly. I don't know. Do you want to go out, or you're just being a nuisance, aren't you? Get back in then. So anyway, that's the parcel saga. If it hasn't been delivered by tomorrow morning, I will go back to the post office, and although I have a great relationship with the post office lady there, she's incredibly helpful, knows her stuff and everything like that, I will demand a refund on the grounds that the guarantee was for 1 o'clock the next day. So we shall see. We'll see how we get on with that. That probably doesn't work either. Anyway, today I watered all the pots except for the cooler shadier set. Everything else got watered, and I took the opportunity of moving some stuff round. So over here now, the lower two shelves is all my cooler shadier sets. That's all of them apart from one which is too big. So they're all on there. Oh, actually no, I did get it on there. So that's what's left of the Masdevallias. There are no Draculas. There's a Draculavallia, but my only Dracula, Bella, got Dracula Bella, that got thrown out this morning. Has no leaves left, no sign of life. That's another one gone. And my Restrepias seem to do okay down there in that shady area. And the Miltoniopsis are there, Masdevallia type things, and a few. There's a special odont that's in there as well to keep that cool. This is a mixture up here of all sorts, but it's stuff that fits on that shelf quite nicely. Then over here, I've only got one plant left on a bottom shelf because of the bending. Yeah, I'm trying to get the plants up, but so far I haven't managed it with that one. I will find somewhere on a higher shelf for that. I'm not having one plant, that means bending down. So rearrange stuff here, rearrange stuff on that top shelf, and then over here, up here where all the sort of odont types and oncidium types that are currently in flower, there was a brassia sat in the middle of there taking up space, and I wanted to get a big plant on that shelf that wasn't there at the time. So thanks to a couple of things that have gone missing off of this shelf, the two brassias are up in that far corner now, so they're together, and that's good. I'm happy with that. And yeah, I sorted a few things out here. So that lower shelf at the back now has nothing on it, that shelf does have a few things on it. There's room for more there, and these big ones are there purely because of the size of the leaves. They take up more than, you know, a shelf's worth. The big Miltonias are there on their own now, apart from this one that's come into flower, and that's Tahitian Dancer. I think that's got Sotoanum in it. I'm not sure. It's only just opening. Some of the petals and sepals are still sort of stuck. They haven't forced their way out yet. So that's just opening. There's another spike up the back there. So that's that. But the plant I wanted to get over here was the other Shari Baby. So they're both here now because this one's open as well. So we've got them both up there now. That leaves more room on the top Cattleya shelf because that big Shari, this is a big plant, and with its leaves, that was taking up a lot of room on that shelf. So moving that over to here means the Cattleyas are a bit more spread out. And then I've got rid of this shelf here, so that's out there. It hasn't been put where it needs to go yet. It was so cold out there, I opened the door, put it outside and dashed back in. But yeah, that shelf unit that was there is now gone. So a few things have gone over here, and Derek's plants are still there where they were. So we've had a bit of a sort out, and I'm happier with where things are placed now. Yeah, no, it's good stuff. So yeah, tomorrow I've got the cooler, shadier stuff to water, and the mounts. They'll be due again tomorrow, and then I'll have a big gap, you know, where there won't be anything for a while apart from the mounts because the pots just don't dry out. And yeah, so a useful day today. Got a few Orchid Society bits and pieces like admin that I needed to do or needed to sort out, which is underway, not finished yet, but underway. And yeah, that's the only new bloom here. As I said, that's Tahitian Dancer. It's a nice bloom. It has got some fragrance, but fragrance in here is a bit of a pain because there's a residual slight smell from the hot box, the sulfur unit. And the problem I've got now is that's to be effective, it needs using relatively frequently. Not for long periods, just to sort of keep it going and make sure, you know, stuff is not getting a hold. And I can't use it until this weather breaks now, because I can't vent the place. I can't open windows and doors when the temperature outside is 2 degrees, if that. It certainly was less than that this morning. We had a nice white frost this morning, so I can't be opening the door and window and all that sort of stuff with those low temperatures. That can't be done. So anyway, I shall leave it at that for today. I didn't notice anything else coming on. I mean, there are spikes around which we've sort of had a look at now and again. There's a Coelogeny spike that I keep forgetting to mention. And there's other spikes as well, Oncidium types. The only Cattleya type with buds is the Laelia anceps on the top there with the 2 spikes, but nothing else at the moment. And some of the Nobelies, 2 of the Nobelies have got buds on now, so they're slowly but surely starting to... they won't come out of their rest proper, not now. The day lengths haven't changed enough. The trigger is the change in the length of the day combined with the rising daytime temperatures. Those are the triggers, really. And the rise in daytime temperatures is down to me with my fingers on the thermostat, which is currently turned off because it makes a noise. So remember to turn that back on. Yes, when I got up this morning, the house was down to 12 degrees. Out here, it was 15 degrees. I had my coffee out here, first thing in the morning. 5 o'clock in the morning, I was stood out here in the dark with my coffee because it was warmer. Oh, the house chilled right down last night. I'm sure that hasn't done my Phalaenopsis on the windowsill any good. And this house just leaches heat. It's hopeless. Just not insulated properly. I mean, I've had the heating on since I got up, 5 o'clock. The lounge is currently 21 degrees and it won't go any higher. I can't push it any higher than that. It just leaches. The kitchen's around the same, but I'll be cooking in the kitchen in a minute, so it'll warm up out there. But it chills down so fast. Because of the temperature it's going to go down to tonight, I'm just going to leave the heating on tonight, so that when I get up tomorrow, you know, I haven't got to wait 3 hours before it's even warm enough to get dressed. Because my big thick furry dressing gown is warmer than my clothes. Still, you know, there's places a lot colder than what's going on here. I mean, some places have got some snow, not much, but there is quite a lot up north, which is where we get the snow. No sign of anything down here yet. But they keep talking. The trouble is, the weather forecasters always go on the dark side. They won't give you a light-hearted forecast like, oh, well, there's possibly a chance of snow, but I doubt if you'll get any. You know, they will push for the snow. Otherwise, people complain. You know, well, I had something to do and I booked this, that and the other and it snowed all day. You didn't tell me. Well, it's not exactly that predictable a lot of the time. But, yeah, it's, you know, that lots of people will put off doing things because of a weather forecast and then it doesn't happen. You know, like back in the summer, you know, we get forecast rain. Do we get any? Not a drop. You know, yeah, right. Oh, somebody at the door. I'll be back. Parcel for next door. Well, when you haven't ordered anything, you don't expect anything, and you know the intercom doesn't normally go for me unless it's for me. But that guy knows it's a pair of houses, and if one's not in, the other one might be. So he always tries it. Nice guy. Anyway, I will leave it at that for today, and tomorrow I'm hoping, because I haven't got anywhere near as much watering to do tomorrow, it'll probably only take me 20 minutes, half an hour at the most tomorrow if I get cracking. I'm hoping to get started on the repotting, because now that the pots that I'm having nothing to do with anymore because they're not here are gone, you know, what's left I can work with. I've updated my notes now and deleted everything that's gone, so it's no longer there. Plus what's gone in there that's now no longer with us. There's a zygo in there that was never going to make it, and my Dracula Bella. It's 2 more gone. Seems never ending, but it isn't. Those 2 always look like they were never going to make it. They're not a surprise, if you know what I mean. And I'm hoping now that with the changes I've made with the feed, the watering, the temperature ranges adjusted, and the humidifier to compensate for the fact that the heater's drying the air out, so it needs replacing. I'm hoping that the plants are going to be more comfortable and push on, you know, especially when we get towards the end of February and we get the day lengths back, at which point I'll increase the daytime temperature even more and we'll hopefully kick everything into growth. And we'll see how we get on. And by then I would like to have done a lot of the repotting. Probably not all of it. The more sensitive stuff that you really have got to wait for the new roots to start, I will leave until that time, irrespective of what time of year it is. But there's a lot that I can just get on with. And we'll see about that for tomorrow. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for dropping by.